see my bags, but it's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. What up, HD Nation? We are back with another video. And for today's video, you already can tell by the title what we'll be talking about today. But before we go any further in the video, do not forget to like the video, do not forget to comment on the video, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Listen, you guys, we're not doing this for nothing. We're trying to grow our channel. We're on the road to however many subscribers we can get. There's no limit to it. There's no number to it. We're just trying to reach the nations, okay? So subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your uncle, your aunts, your nephews, all that. Even your friend from down the street. Tell them to subscribe to the channel. What y'all waiting for? And if y'all want us to do a story time with our son, let us get at least 5 comments. Did you say 5 comments?
5 comments.
5 comments. We will do a story time on the birth of Mr. Harvey Ellis Harrison IV. Hence his nickname 4 for all of you who do not understand. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's go.
Okay. We have a beautiful daughter. Her name is Ari Lennox Harrison. And for those of you who's like, oh, she's named after the singer, our daughter was born before Ari Lennox even came about. Like I knew nothing about Ari. He literally came up with her first name and I came up with her middle name. So literally we didn't even know Ari Lennox. So she's not named after the artist. That's just her name. So it's just a coincidence. But she was born a day before me.
Crazy. December
27th. And we basically just about to tell the details of the actual birth of Ari. So it was December 25th. No, it couldn't have been the 25th. December 26th, the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
So the day before, I was like experiencing some, like my water didn't break fully. Like I've never experienced a full water break where it just gush out. It was like trickling down a little bit. So a couple days before I went into labor, I went to see my chiropractor, Dr. M. Shout out to you. I went to her and Ari was actually, she wasn't fully breached, but her stomach was like, she wasn't fully, her head wasn't fully down and she wasn't fully breached. She was like turned sideways and like you could feel her butt like on the side. So my chiropractor, she literally turned Ari and
amazing.
Crazy. Like it felt so weird, but she literally turned her. So I recommend if you ever have a breech baby and you're pregnant right now, go see a chiropractor and they will assist you. Trust me, it's the best thing ever. But a couple hours after we left, I felt little trickles of water, but I didn't pay it any mind. Went home, I mentioned it to Harvey, but we like, whatever, it could just be, I don't know. So I went to sleep. I woke up like 2 o'clock in the morning and felt it again. So I was like, okay. The day went on, and more kept coming down. And I just was like, it felt like I kept peeing on myself. So I was like, what is going on? So Harvey had a show that night. So explain to them what you had going on that night.
It was more like a radio interview.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, like I got this interview, you know what I mean? Please let me know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what was happening. Yeah. She kept having to change her pants. Yeah. Because they were completely, you know, ruined in a sense. But yeah, so head to the studio, you know what I mean, where the interview was happening at. And I'm with my guys, the Wild Out Band. Shout out to the Wild Out Band. And you know, it was all on live. We was looking for the live. We've been looking for it. Yeah, to insert a clip. Yeah. But you know, while I'm there, you know what I mean, like we were waiting and everything like that, we had just got called back. And as soon as we got called back, you know, they start like the first question. And then I think I called you. Yeah, you called. I'm like, you know, what's up? You know what I mean? She's like, yeah,
I need to go to the hospital.
I think it's happening right now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And y'all like, you know, like this is crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm having a baby right now. You
right.
know what I mean? And everybody's like, yo, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, you know, yeah, get out of here. Because like, I was like, you know, do I finish the interview? Or like,
no. You know like what?
They was like, no, yo, get out of here. You know what I mean? So boom, you know, rushed home. You know what I mean? We grabbed like the bag and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? It was that was crazy right there.
Yeah.
Trying to get the bag together.
Yeah. He literally was like Superman, because it's like I was literally like, I feel like when he came in the house, I was on the toilet, because I hated that feeling. Yeah, I hated that feeling of having wetness in my pants and stuff. I was over it. So I was like on the toilet as it was coming out. And it wasn't like a lot. It literally just felt like trinklets of like water coming down. So it's like as soon as he got to the radio interview, I called him. Like as soon as he got there and as soon as he's about to do the actual interview, I'm calling him. I'm like, he gonna be mad at me, but what can I do? Like I couldn't drive myself to the hospital. I didn't want to call an ambulance. So it was like, let me just call, you know, Harvey. We weren't married at the time. I'm like, let me call my boyfriend, my father, the father of my child, to come take me to the hospital. And the hospital wasn't far away. It was like a 7-minute drive up the street. So I'm like, I feel like we need to go to the hospital. Prior to me calling him though, I called my doctor, who of course the office was closed at this time, but I was able to get through to an emergency nurse. Of course, when your doctor's office is closed, they shoot you straight to the hospital. So I called and I told her what was going on, and she was like, I think you should come in at least get checked out, because it sounds like your water's breaking. Yeah. So lo and behold, Harvey shows up to the house. I'm on the toilet. He's grabbing all the bags, like literally like excited, ecstatic. He's grabbing all the bags.
You got everything?
Yeah, he keep asking, we got everything? I'm like, we good, we good. Mind you, I wasn't experiencing like any contractions or anything. I just felt water. So at this point, I'm cool. I'm cool at this point. We pull up to the hospital.
I zoomed to the hospital.
Zoomed to the hospital. And as soon as he parked, I got out of the car and it said, goosh. I said that was like the full rupture. Like my water was like goosh. Like I felt the whole rush. I said, oh yeah, it's time. So I think you got a wheelchair for me. Yeah, I think he got a wheelchair for me. And we rolled in. I already pre-registered, of course, online, so I ain't have to wait. I just told them what my name was, and they said, all right, let's go back. Yeah, so they checked me. Lo and behold, listen to this. They take Harvey and I back to the room, check me, and the lady had the nerve to say, yeah, you can go home because your water ain't great.
Like what?
I'm looking at Harvey, we looking at each other like, man,
nah,
this our first time having a baby, but we know like the water has broken. So
I'm on the phone with her mom.
Yeah.
She's like, you sure? You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know, I guess, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, like I'm glad we didn't leave, because we were about to leave. I was about to put my clothes back on and leave, but the lady was like, hold on, no, this is showing that you ruptured. And what made me a little upset is the fact that they had to keep checking me. And I'm not gonna go too far into the story just yet, but they had to keep checking me. So they had to keep, of course, putting their fingers, you know, in there to check. And watch that, ladies, when you're, you know, pregnant and your water breaks, because that's how you can get infections inside. And that's how the baby, you know, can deal with some harm. So it's okay to, I understand that they're doctors and they know what they're doing, but it's okay to be like, okay, you know, you check me, I know my body, I know this, it's time to move forward. But me, it's my first child, I didn't understand, so
we just letting it happen.
Yeah, so she ended up telling us we were ruptured. So after that, we like, it's go time. Like, so I went into the bed. She set us in the bed for a little bit, and then she let upstairs know that because we were in the emergency room at first. She let upstairs know that it was time for us to check in because the baby was about to come. So we were ready. So we went upstairs, we got our room, and this is where the story gets a little ugh. So for those of you who do not know, Ari was a NICU baby. When she was born, she was hyperglycemic. If you do not know what that means that you have low sugar. So she didn't have enough sugar when she was born. Also, her heart rate was a little too fast for me to deliver her naturally. I went into it thinking that I was going to do a natural birth, meaning that I didn't want any medicine. I didn't want an epidural because I'm dealing with the back pain now, and it's so annoying. Harvey will tell you, like, he knows the exact spot to massage to like help me with the back pain. But if you can do it naturally, ladies, do it naturally. Trust me. You do not want to feel the back spasms, muscle spasms in your back after having a baby. But either way, they told us basically that if I tried to deliver her naturally, she probably would not survive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I either would have to get an epidural or a C-section. So I'm like,
I don't want no C-section either.
Right. So I'm like, I don't want an epidural and I don't want a C-section. So I'm looking at my boyfriend, husband now, so I can say husband. I'm looking at my husband and I'm just like, what do I do? So my mom ended up coming to the hospital, of course, and she looking at me like, pray about it, right? She like, I don't know, Diana. So I called my dad, of course, because he's a great voice of reason that I look to. And he prayed and he just was like, Diana, you have to make the best decision for your child. So at that point, I'm like,
the doctor looking at us.
Yeah,
we looking at the doctor.
Right.
And we was like, all right, we're just gonna do this epidural. You know what I mean? But we had to make a decision quick because we couldn't wait too long. You know what I mean? And not get the epidural.
Right.
And then we couldn't wait too long because it was complications with the baby. You know what I'm saying? With the birth or whatever.
Yeah, so I made the ultimate decision to get the epidural, and I was just like, I would rather get the epidural and, you know, birth her out successfully and she be perfectly fine than to have to be rushed into a C-section and don't know what happens with that. Yeah. So I made the conscious decision to get the epidural. Mind you, everybody has to leave the room when you get it. So I was in there, I got the epidural, and Ari, she came out. My contractions were not as bad with Ari as they were with 4.
Hold up.
What am I missing?
We missing the birth. So,
oh no, I wasn't going to miss the birth. I was just trying to give. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. So you know what I mean. You know, she got the epidural and everything like that. We kind of waiting around. I got some chicken.
Right, he can eat while I'm starving.
Yeah, she couldn't eat. So I'm like, look, I don't know how long I'm about to be in here for. You know, I don't know what's about to happen. But I know I need to eat, you know what I'm saying?
He grabbed some food for my mom. They both eating, and I'm just like,
but I got
starving.
so much food. I got chicken for myself, like some buffalo wings. I had got a cheesesteak burger. Like, I mean,
Subway.
My bad. A hamburger sub. I got a hamburger sub, cheeseburger sub. And I went to Subway, got mom something. You know what I mean? And we just.
And I'm eating ice chips. Like, I'm looking at him like he just smashing. When I tell you he was smashing, he brought the. Didn't you bring the PS4? Didn't you bring the game?
No, I didn't bring the game. Oh, okay. I brought the computer and like the little cord and everything like that.
To watch movies.
And I was watching movies. Yeah.
Like he had it all made. Mind you, I'm sitting on the bed like. So yeah, so all of that is going on. I got the epidural and the contractions got a little they came a little quicker, but I didn't really feel anything. So you know that feeling if you're a mom and you had a baby, it's that feeling like you gotta push out some poop. So I feel like I gotta poop. The lady said, oh, it's time. So our actual doctor, our actual OB was out of town at the time when we were having Ari. So I had a midwife, Paula. I remember her name to this day. She was so sweet and
She's
so
incredible.
Yes, we loved St. Joseph Hospital or GBMC, the only 2 to choose. So yeah, it was time to push. 4 pushes, out comes baby Ari. Like literally.
Hold up. You know what I mean? We forgetting about the birth. So you know what I mean? So I'm like they's like, do you want to be a part? And I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't never seen none of this before, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking I'm cool, you know what I mean? Like I done ate. You know what I mean? I'm ready. You know what I mean? I know what to expect, kinda. And so we ain't take no classes.
None.
we watched.
I was listening. Yeah,
we watched a couple like YouTube joints. You know what I'm saying, about breathing and pushing and you know all that. But we ain't go to no, what's it called, Lamaze classes.
No Lamaze, no yoga, none of that.
We ain't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like we just in there. You know what I mean? Like look, we on faith right now. But you know, they asked me to grab her leg. You know what I'm saying? Like to help, you know, like
with the pushing, yeah.
And so I'm grabbing her leg. I got a leg, and I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But then, like as the birth is happening, I start losing feeling. Like I ain't feel nothing, and I'm like, yo, like, am I about to pass out? You know what I'm saying? Like this is about to be crazy if I pass out. I thought I was about to pass out, but like I wasn't like scared or nothing, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't grossed out. It just was happening. Like I was just like losing it. Like he's losing it. But yeah, boom, you know what I mean? Yeah, like she said, it was quick though, you know what I mean? 4 pushes, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got this and everything like that, you know what I mean? Ari was out of there.
He literally was like a big help with both of our children. But Ari, being that it was our first child, and we did some research, but we didn't do much research. We did research in our own way. Like we had a yoga ball that I sat on every day and bounced. While I was eating, while I was drinking, while I was watching TV, I literally bounced on that ball every day. And he got that for me. He pumped it up for me, like all of that good stuff. That took forever. Like he had to manually.
I think it was 2 of them.
2 separate balls for both kids.
I'm saying,
oh no, when I had Ari, it was 2 balls.
Yeah, because like I was sitting on the ball too with him. You know what I mean?
He would sit with me, like, so it helped a lot because he would do everything with me. And while I was pushing, like he had one leg pushing it back, the other nurse had the other leg pushing it back, and like literally was like, all right, babe, you ready? Like making everything, you know, so much easier for me. And I advise you, like, even if you're not with the father of your child, or find someone in your corner that's able to be there for you during that time, who's not going to be a burden, but who's going to be a help. I don't feel like I yelled at him or anything. Like I was a great, I won't say I was a great pregnant woman, but during labor, I tried to, you know, stay focused, because what mattered most is birthing a healthy baby. And what surrounded our situation with Ari, no stress. We was like, okay, whatever was going on or whatever was about to happen, it didn't matter at that moment. What we wanted to focus on is birthing a healthy baby. So he was definitely there by my side. They were looking at the monitors like, all right, babe, you know, a contraction is about to come, let's get ready to push. So I'm like, all right, and I'm pushing like I'm pooping. I'm pushing like I'm pooping. So 4 pushes later, out comes beautiful baby girl.
Right.
And she was purple, came out purple. And I didn't see her when she came out. I heard this, of course, from the doctors. And did you see her turn purple? I know my mom saw her purple.
So once again, like, I don't know nothing about nothing. And so they took the baby. I know that they're supposed to take the baby in and, you know, clean the baby off and everything like that. But like, she was quiet, right?
Yeah.
She was quiet.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know that's not a good sign.
Right.
And
that worried me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did they spank her?
I don't know.
They did something.
I don't think they spanked her.
They did something, but like, I feel like they went into her, like, went into her mouth. You know what I mean? And then like, boom, like, you know, she was breathing. But like, I know something else. I know, like, once, like, I feel like I know nothing, but I know some stuff. You know what I mean? Like the whole skin to skin thing. You know what I mean? With the mom and look at my baby, I just had a baby, or whatever. You know what I mean? But nah, it was none of that. It was like all these nurses came out of nowhere. They had her underneath the little, like, the little lamp thing, and like they was just working on her. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, boom, it seemed like everything calmed down, and she was just wrapped up. But like a nurse would just come in from time to time and check on her. I fell asleep. Like I fell asleep.
He was gone for a minute.
Yeah. I fell asleep. Next thing I know is like, like, you know, we gotta take the baby, and I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? We about to move to another room. I'm like, all right, and it was just like, stuff is just happening. I'm like, hold up, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I just felt lost. Like, what's going on?
Well, the crazy thing is, they warned me before she came out that I couldn't do skin to skin. They said, Mom, we got to rush it straight over. You can't do skin to skin. So that worried me, because that let me know something was wrong. And then she wasn't crying. What they did was, when she came out, while they were sticking their hand in her mouth, it's because she had feces in her mouth. She ate a little bit of, I don't know if it was my poop or hers. I can't remember. But she ate a little bit of it. And I've known babies to not make it because of that. And babies be stillborn because of that. So I'm so grateful to God that they were able to get it out in time. But they didn't get enough out of it. They said an infection had happened inside. So she had multiple issues going on when she was born. Her cord was wrapped around her body twice. That's why she came out purple. And then they had to remove some stuff out of her mouth, and then she got a little infection in her lungs, and also was hyperglycemic. So they had to rush her straight to the NICU. So a lot of issues were happening. They said that she had too many blood platelets, which she inherited from me. Her blood count was I don't know if it's her white blood count or her red blood count. I think it was her white blood cells. She had too many. So they had to take her to the NICU, and he was asleep. His mom had gotten to the hospital at that time. I think she saw the birth of Ari. She got there in enough time to see the birth of Ari. So
because like I held the baby, you know what I'm saying, and everything like
I'll insert pictures like over here somewhere of like her first coming out and Harvey holding her.
I'm holding the baby. You know what I'm saying, like I'm just like in awe.
In awe.
You know what I'm saying, like look at this little light skinned baby. You know
right. Looking Chinese.
I was surprised that she came out light skinned. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted her to be chocolate.
She wanted her to be chocolate. I thought she was gonna be chocolate. You know what I'm saying? But like for her to be that light skinned,
she was white. I will show y'all pictures. Like for those who know Ari, y'all know. But like when she was born, she looked like a chinky-eyed, light-skinned baby. Like hair poking. Like you know how Asians' hair, they just straight. Her hair was just straight. Yeah. Like it's crazy. But his mom had gotten there at that time. I think my mom
held the baby.
My mom had left at a certain point. So him and his mom and myself, we were up while the doctors were with Ari, just listening to them. We couldn't hear everything. So before, you know, we ended up transitioning to my other room because, you know, after you have the baby, you go to the delivery. No, not the delivery. It's the labor and delivery room, and then there's like a room that you stay in until it's time to go home. So they were just saying, you know, she has to go to the NICU. So as he was waking up, Ari was like leaving to go to the NICU, and he's like, huh? We like, you done missed the whole thing.
Because I thought everything was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just holding her, you know what I'm saying? Everything was cool. You know what I mean? Like, she was breathing fine, I felt like. Like, what y'all do?
Right. So we explained everything to Harvey, and we moved to my other room, and basically she was in the NICU I was in the hospital for 5 days because they had to make sure that everything was okay with me as well as Ari, and they also wanted to monitor her, but they had to know more about me to see what was going on with her. They wanted to know about my platelets. They wanted to know about my, you know, white blood count. They wanted to know about my insulin and all that stuff because they wanted to see if it was either genetic and hereditary, or if this is something that she developed, you know, on her own. So I stayed in the hospital for at least 5 days. She stayed for a week. She was there for 7 days. Yeah, she was there 2 more days than I was. So
that whole thing, I felt like that was a blessing as well, because I knew nothing about children and everything like that, or how to take care of a baby, you know what I mean? And so with her being in the NICU, like we got a chance to go to the NICU and like, you know, do like small, you know, do things in a small scale. Gradually, and they would show us, you know, like, you know, you want to do this, you want to hold her head, you want to,
you like did her first bath, you helped her first bath.
Like, you know, you want to bathe her, but you don't want to get the belly button wet and everything like that. Like, you know, just showing me like just pretty much schooling me on babies, you know what I'm saying? And so like with that, it gave us time, well, gave me time for, you know, gave me time to kind of get acclimated to, like I got a child, you know what I'm saying? And you know, boom, when she finally was able to come out, that was wild. I was driving so slow on the way home. Am I skipping too far ahead?
No. You're perfectly fine because the story is kind of wrapping up. But no, we went to see her literally every day. Like we were in the NICU every moment that we could. You know, of course, you know, we took those moments to get rest and stuff like that, but you can never really get rest after you have a baby. But it was awesome. It was perfect. We even took CPR classes. They allowed us to take those just in case the baby choked. So that's something that we had to take. We had to take that class. But I'm grateful for it because we both know how to do CPR, which is awesome. We don't like have certificates or nothing, but we know how to, you know, handle a baby if they're choking or if they need CPR, even adults. But it was great, like going to visit her. I cried a little bit sometimes, not even just sadness of her being in it, but just the joy of like having a baby. And you know, I was in the hospital on my birthday, but I didn't care because I'm like, I just had this beautiful baby girl. And I went home that Friday and I was like, no, I gotta leave the hospital without my baby. But I knew she was in great hands. St. Joseph did an immaculate job in taking care of her. Like the nurses, I was so happy in knowing that there were nurses there who like literally let me know every time something was going on. The doctors, if something happened, he was in my room to let me know something that like on it, like completely on it. So I really appreciate that. But no, we went Sunday, it was time for her to go home.
There was one day where we thought that she was gonna come home, and then we went up there because like she was still pumping, like to get, you know, supply milk and everything.
So I was taking milk up there,
and like they was like, no, not yet, and we was like, like, are you serious? Right. I had the car seat ready, like, so we ended up leaving the car seat up there, I think, you know what I mean, because like they gotta check the car seat, and all that kind of stuff. And then they was like, like, you know, it should be tomorrow. And I'm like, it better be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready now. Like, I feel ready now. So, you know, go up there, you know what I mean? And she was ready, and we're trying to put them clothes on her.
I know her first to go home outfit. I gotta show y'all her outfit that she came home in. It was so nice. And I'll also show you the picture that the nurse took of us, you know, finally picking her up and taking her home. Yeah. Like, we were super excited. But I mean, I feel like it changed our lives forever. Like, it literally changed our lives forever. Yeah, like, we're parents of 2 now, and it's crazy.
2
But yeah, that was the story time of Ari's birth. Like Harvey said, he was driving slow, so slow, make sure we were safe, and literally took care of me and Ari, like, when we got home, to make sure, you know, I got nursed back to good health, because you're pushing out a whole human being. Thank God I didn't tear with either one of my children. So I didn't have to worry about that, but he still was like right by my side to make sure, like, you know, I was good. You need that support system. So if you don't have it, find somebody that you can, you know, rely on, because you'll need that. Even like postpartum depression is real, and sometimes you don't even know that you have it until you're experiencing it. And I did experience a little bit of it, not even knowing that I was experiencing it, but I thank him for being there to help, you know, keep my spirits lifted, like, you know, reassure me that he's there, that everything's going to be okay, alongside his family and my family. That really helped. A lot of support. Yeah, absolutely. I felt like surrounded by so much love and support. But yeah, now she's about to be 4 years old, growing, and it's so crazy because time truly flies. Like, time truly flies, like crazy. But that's the story time of our firstborn. Like I said, if we get at least 5 comments, we will tell you guys the labor and delivery of our little munchkin, Harvey the 4th.
Yeah.
But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any new-time moms out there, or if you're expecting, congratulations. It's a wonderful experience. So we do nothing but wish well wishes to you guys. If you guys have any questions, any tips you would like to know, if you guys want us to do more videos about parenting or anything like that, let us know in the comment section below, or on our social media. It's always in the description box below. But we will see you guys in the next video. I love you.
I love you too.
Peace.